What it do? This is your boy Big Mike 69 here. Alright, I got some green Titanite shards off camera. Nobody wants to watch that. The slugs in Blighttown Swamp drop those. They drop 5 each whenever they drop them. So it's a pretty easy way to farm them. Right now I'm on my way to go get the Firekeeper Soul here in Blighttown. A lot of people probably don't really think of that as a big deal, but I'm at base vitality with no poise, so getting that Firekeeper Soul is kind of a big deal. To the point where I'll be using a very cheesy, very slow, tedious strategy to get it. Because of that, I'll be fast forwarding past, you know, most of that process. I guess I'll put up an annotation or something. Or I'll just edit the video telling people when to jump forward if you don't want to watch this. Because it's really stupid, it's not skillful, it's not informative. I just kill the dart blowers one at a time and homeward bone out whenever I get toxicked. And that's pretty much it. Some people might think I could just ignore the dart blowers and kill the 2 dogs guarding the Firekeeper Soul and grab it and homeward bone out. But that doesn't really work because killing those 2 dogs isn't nearly as fast a process as you'd expect. Using a bow, at least. If you aggro the dogs, they'll just run at the wall right towards you, and they won't be in your line of sight. Basically, you won't be able to hit them unless you jump down with them, which isn't really advisable. Because again, you have no poise, base vitality, and they attack very fast. So if I want to kill the dogs, I have to do it slowly. Very skilled of me there. Still though, it is true that the only 2 dogs you have to kill are the ones guarding the Firekeeper Soul. You're about to see me kill several more, but it's just because I felt like it. I fast forwarded through it, so. There will actually be a lot of fast forwarding throughout this video. It sounded like there was 1 dog left, so I was looking around for it, but I couldn't find it. I guess it's stuck behind one of the other walls. So I got the Firekeeper Soul. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to Firelink Shrine now. You can always run past these guys. They're pretty dang easy. As you can see, Lautrec has now killed Anastasia. So when I get to the New Londo ruins, I'll be able to take care of that plot line. The Way of White Brigade are here. Is here, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to all of them, exhaust their dialogue lines. That is, that's what triggers them to leave for the Catacombs. There's something else that triggers them to leave even if you don't exhaust their dialogue or speak to them. I can't remember what it is, but it's pretty far into the game compared to doing it now. Look at how jubilant my character is. She's so happy to be playing Dark Souls. Since the Firelink Shrine bonfire is out because Anastasia is dead, I'm gonna go ahead and come to the Undead Parish bonfire, which I think is the second closest bonfire to where I'll be going. I'll quit here because I'm not pro enough to play for very long. I don't want to talk to that guy. So, I'm going to the Catacombs next. And that's so I can get to the Blacksmith Vamos. Obviously so I can make a fire weapon. I'm sure people assumed that would be happening soon as I showed my green Titanite shards. The thing about the Catacombs is, you can speedrun through it, you can just get past all the skeletons and get to where you need to go. But from my experience, which isn't exactly an authority or anything, but from my experience, if you are a low-level, poiseless character, it's somewhat luck-based to just run through. So, I'll be taking things a little bit more slowly than most people would. Given that my bow is a very ineffective weapon against the Skeletones, that's going to be a bit of an issue, but I'm going to manage. Skeletons have, I don't know if you'd call it resistance, but they take the least damage from thrusting type weapons, which arrows count as. It really does make sense. I mean, imagine shooting an arrow at a skeleton in real life. half of them would just like go through their ribcage. Unless you had really good aim. That extra Estus is going to come into pretty good use. I don't know why I didn't fast forward through this so well. Too lazy to edit it now. I should point out, by the way, that my idea of taking the Catacombs slowly as this type of character, it's definitely consistent, as opposed to just running straight through, speedrunning it, basically. But it's so slow that suffering several deaths while trying to speedrun through it is still probably faster. If you're not somebody who cares about having as few deaths as possible in your playthroughs, then I wouldn't suggest wasting your time with this kind of strategy. But I am that kind of person. If I can avoid dying ever, I will. If you do want to go through slowly, though, I think I do a pretty good job of showing you neat stuff. For example, sniping this guy is really easy. He doesn't seem to notice. Like, he attacked me there, but after that he just kind of stood there. He didn't try to keep attacking, he didn't run anymore. And if you're unaware, for some reason, the Necromancers don't respawn. So once you kill one, you're good to go. It would be awful if Necromancers could bring back other Necromancers. So you had like a 1-minute window to kill all the Necromancers in. Check this out. I had never seen that happen before. But you can get him from here. It works even better if you're not terrible at manually aiming. And I knew there was a third skeleton over there, but I can't actually see him from where I am there. This video is already 50 million hours long, so I'm gonna speed through several of the skeleton fights from here on out. You've seen enough already to get the idea of how they go. I didn't speed through this one because this is the skeleton that doesn't have a shield. He has the giant scimitar. Or falchion, I think it is. And they're easier to fight just because they don't block your arrows. I was trying to lead these guys back, hoping they would fall off the cliff, but they didn't follow me very far. Really, I would just cut this footage out, but people are gonna think I'm covering up deaths or whatever if I don't, so you get fast forwarding. Not that I haven't covered up a few deaths already, but I mention them when they happen. Like, I think the second episode I was like, oh, I got killed by a spear hollow. Even though I didn't show it. I don't know what I was thinking there. I must have thought they were just like further ahead than they were. But that's really good to do once the necromancers are dead, is try to get these guys blown up by the exploding heads. I should have mentioned the necromancers, by the way, are the reason why making the speedrun through the Catacombs to Vamos is luck-based. And you guys will see why here in a bit. Alright, here comes a cool trick. Pay attention here. Oh man. Alright, so if you try to walk off that ledge, you're not gonna make it. You have to run off, and I forgot about that. It's a good thing I died though, because as some of you might have noticed, I forgot to kill one of the necromancers, the most important necromancer. So yeah, as you can see, since I've killed most of the other necromancers, I'm going ahead and speedrunning through the catacombs. The skeletons themselves aren't the issue, it's the necromancers. And as you can see, I'm pretty much only attacking after he shoots his fireball. And that's pretty much how you have to do it. You can't get impatient during these guys. Again, assuming you're playing this kind of character. If you have higher vitality, higher defense, or you're using a melee weapon, then it's a whole different story. The necromancers are nothing. Now that he's dead, and by the way, I don't know why I homeward boned out. I could have just left the room and continued on. I think I was kind of panicking because I just always feel really uncomfortable in the Catacombs anytime I'm playing a character with any kind of restrictions. So now that the necromancers are dead, I can come down here to Vamos, and any skeletons that follow me are gonna die from fall damage, for the most part. And if they don't, and they follow me down here, it's no big deal, I can just kill them down here. And they'll stay dead. But it's really stupid to make it down to Vamos and have the skeletons follow you down here, and you can't kill them because the necromancers keep resurrecting them. One time when there was just one with me, I would kill him over and over, and each time he died, in between his deaths, I would have Vamos do a little bit of upgrading. But as a bow character, that's not really reasonable. So, like I said, it's not like you're guaranteed to fail if you leave the necromancers alive and speedrun through the catacombs. But there's a very good chance a skeleton's gonna follow you down. So now I have a Fire Composite Bow, which does both more base physical damage and more overall damage than a plus 15 composite bow. If you're leveling dex, then of course the base physical damage is going to be higher if you keep on the normal upgrade path. And so you might consider that so that you don't have to deal with the diminishing returns of split damage. Well, I guess you wouldn't call them diminishing returns, but you know what I mean. But as for my soul level 4 character, getting it to fire is going to be my best way of dealing damage, no matter what. Well, getting it, you know, to elemental damage, I should say. So making your way out of the catacombs is a thing, and by the way, I died trying to do it. You can see my humanity is different. I tried doing it my normal way, which is just speedrunning out. Same with going in. Trying to speedrun out of the catacombs is kinda luck-based. As a low-level bow character, again. But if you take your time and go slowly, it's not... And as you can see, even without fire arrows, which means my bow is not doing fire damage, I believe, the damage it's doing to the skeletons is still higher. And the reason getting out of the catacombs is, like I said, kind of luck-based, if you're trying to speedrun through, is because often there's skeleton blocking the ladder, and you have to take time to get him down at the very least. There's also this skeleton and one more skeleton waiting at the top of the stairs, and the skeleton waiting at the top will block your way completely. You have to get him to move or you won't be able to go around, as far as I'm aware. But the problem with trying to lure him out is that he might not be lured out immediately. He might sit there and put his shield up, meanwhile the skeleton that I just killed, sitting to the right, will mess you up while you're trying to wait for this guy to move. So if you want to get through consistently, just take things slow, kill the skeletons one at a time. Alright. I'm paying VHE10 a visit so I can buy some fire arrows. A lot of them. They go very well with my Fire Composite Bow. And since this fucker's back, and we know what he did, we're gonna kill him.
By the lords, you damn fool.
I'm a faggot in sheep's clothing. Thanks, Petrus. So I'll be going to the Undead Asylum next. I wanted to do it earlier so I could get a bunch of souls from the fatty there. But it would have been way too long of a fight. Way too tedious. Now that I have a +5 Fire Composite Bow, it should be quite a bit better. That's about all there is to say. Bye-bye.